Discipline is not about restriction, it's about direction. Yes, I'm glad to be here today. I'm glad to be back in my space and it feels different here. Yes, this morning, responding to one of the, let me say, fans or one of the listeners, viewers of Teacher's Daily Devotion, they really asked that we look at discipline this week. Even though, yes, I have something at planned, but responding to those who are listening to us, I think it's important to be connect with you than just bringing things from our head. So I had to abandon that to look at discipline this morning. So while preparing for this, I had already prepared a wide script and a thought just came to my mind. Many people have this misconception about discipline and especially self-discipline. So I think we just need to look at what self-discipline is not, okay, before we now go into the definition and how this can help us. Discipline is one of the most misunderstood concepts in personal and professional growth. Many see it as what? Punishment, extreme control, or a loss of freedom. But self discipline isn't about making life harder, it is about making your life better. You see so many people, especially educators, you want to instill discipline because it's part of your responsibility. But unfortunately, you cannot give what you don't have. And that's why we have a lot of problems with either should I flog, should I beat the students, should I spank, should I yell, and all those things. See, all these things put together are not disciplined in themselves. Okay. Probably they are one of the ways we have done that. And I think I pause at times and I look at it. With the way we put and put discipline in this part of the world, I think we should have the most responsible people on earth. And unfortunately, that's not the reality. We still need our law enforcement agents rather to stand by the road all the time to remind you to wear to strap your belt, to remind you not to break the traffic light, to remind you to do a whole lot of other things. And if you're that disciplined, I think we don't really need all these people on our roads because we are not really disciplined. Some of the things we do that we call discipline are not really discipline anyway. You can only give what you have. So as teachers, as a professional, I think it starts with you first. If you are disciplined, it will be easy for you to instill it in others. But today, you know that, of course, this broadcast generally we are not looking at your students, we are not looking at your employees, we are employers rather, but we're looking at you as a person. So we are going to be looking at the framework fast, 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 to look at what discipline is not. FAST. So we are going to take like discipline is not fear or force. Discipline is not all work, no rest. Discipline is not strictness without flexibility. And finally, the T, discipline is not temporary effort. So number one here, discipline is not fear or force. Okay. Many people just think it's all about creating fear in yourself. See, let me tell you, many things that I learned out of fear growing up now, I have already unlearned them and I'm living my life in a different way. Yes, many things that it forced me, if you do this, this will happen to you. And I mean, do you know what? Well, by the time I got my freedom, I started testing some of those things that it's better. Oh, nothing really happened to me. It's all about me disciplining myself to know what to do and when to do it. So when you introduce discipline to yourself out of fear of what will happen to you. Many of us, out of fear of poverty, out of fear of losing our jobs, out of fear of this and that, we have restricted our life in a particular way, and we tend to psychologically have that dopamine in our mind that yes, we are disciplined. You need to check it. That thing you are doing, are you doing it out of fear or out of force? If that is the case, then you are not yet disciplined. Discipline is intrinsic. Discipline is something that you bring from within. We'll be looking at that tomorrow, but let's just bust the bubble first. Discipline is not all about fear, force, okay? When discipline comes out of fear, you will eventually rebel against it. Yes. When your discipline comes out of fear, one day you will rebel against it. Secondly, discipline is not all work, no rest. I mean, it is even discipline to know when to rest. You know, somebody has defined it as knowing doing the right thing at the right time. Yeah, knowing when to rest, knowing when to pull back, knowing when to say no. Somebody asked me that, what if you cannot keep up every morning with this program? I said, nobody put any rope on my neck and pulling me. I can always come out to say, yes, I can't make it this morning. I need some rest. I mean, this morning I woke up, I thought I was not going to come here because of my experience throughout last week. But with time, I got that, okay, I can still enter the studio this morning and do a whole lot of things. So the same thing to you. Have that sense of flexibility in such a way that you know that it's not all work and no rest. It's even discipline to know when to define rest. Have a timetable for your life and when to do the right thing at the right time. Okay, rest is part of discipline. Okay, a tired teacher, a tired professional cannot give his best. You know what? I deliver my best when I knock it off. But they call it power nap, right? Yes. When I knock it off and I wake up again, I deliver my best. So you know when to do this. Discipline is not all work and no rest. It's all about balance. S there is strictness without flexibility is not discipline. When you tend to follow rules rigidly, when they are not even longer making sense. I mean, let me tell you the story that I think I heard it from Teju Baby Face years ago. I think I read it on his page that there was a particular time some four soldiers every night will always guard a platform. I mean, it will be a platform where they stand and give announcement to a platoon. So four of them will always every night will always guard it. One day, a new commandant came to the barrack or so, and then started. I mean, saw that okay, that was a routine. There will be a routine, what they call it, a timetable for four soldiers to guard every night. So he said that why do we need to guard the platform? And they said, no, that's what we have how we've been doing it. That's the rule here. We must guard the platform every night. So he went into research and started checking documents, files, and one day he came across a particular file where in those days when the barrack was in the bush and there were no houses around, they built the platform and then overnight wild animals came there and destroyed it. They did it again and again, and then anytime they built the platform, wild animals would come and destroy the platform. So they now made a law that every night all soldiers would be appointed to guard the platform. And doing that gradually became a rule and had been transferred, probably retired. And then houses have been built around the barrack, wild animals have been chased further into the bush, and nothing like that happened again. However, nobody told them to stop because the person who started had gone, and everybody just continued. She being rigid with the rules. Same thing happens in our life too. This man discovered it and said, hey, let's stop this. Now there's no reason for it. Many things we are doing in the name of discipline, there is no need for it anymore. But we are so used to it. I mean, I still question a lot of things in the classroom. I don't want to mention anyone. I'm not here to shake the table. Certain things we do, you know them, right? Certain routine we follow. I tend to ask ourselves, must we go through this? No, this is how it is done. Don't let your generation should not come and spoil things. So can we check it and look at it? It's not this, it may not be discipline. It may be that we are just being strict and we don't want to adapt to situation of things. If you want to learn about adaptation, please go to the first week where we did that. And discipline is not about temporary efforts. Okay, discipline is about consistency. I mean, you just quickly want to bombard us with the fact that you are strong, and then you quickly do one or two things everybody wants to see. No, discipline is about character, and we're already jumping into tomorrow's topic where we're looking at the discipline either as a skill or as a character. So basically, today we have looked at discipline, what discipline is not, and you want to check your life and ask yourself the real question: are you disciplined? That thing you are doing, is it out of fear or force? Are you all work and no play of a kind of person and no rest? Are you being strict without any form of flexibility? And are you the temporary person? It's only when something is about to be done, you quickly rush into it, and then you work under pressure and you achieve it. It's not discipline. Yes, we can work under pressure, but that still is not discipline. Okay, check yourself with this and then ask yourself, how do I maintain balance in my life? How do I schedule rest? Okay, and then how do I adjust to situations of this so that I will not be wasting effort? Thank you. Let's take our words of affirmation this morning. I understand that self-discipline is not about fear. So you say it after me. I understand that self-discipline is not about fear, suffering, or temporary effort. It is about structure, about consistency, and about personal growth. Hence, I choose to practice true discipline that empowers me as a teacher and as a person. If you're not a teacher, you can replace that. Thank you for joining us this morning. We are glad that we are back again. And thank you for those who check in and those who stood by us when we could not make it 6:30. I believe this is going out at the time we have scheduled it now. Thank you for being a teacher. Where we see again tomorrow morning, we'll be looking at a discipline as a character and as a skill. Remain blessed and good morning. Welcome back from work or good afternoon. Thanks for being a teacher. You are highly celebrated.